Meet
Today,
incredible
we're
women
going to be
transforming
diving into
challenges
the
into
stories
success
of
and redefining
extraordinary women
empowerment.
who are rewriting the rules, shattering expectations, and refusing to fade into the background. Empowered women say no to being defined by their challenges in a world that tries to silence and sideline them. She Wears Boldly celebrates the remarkable journeys of women who have transformed their struggles into stepping stones to success. So grab your coffee or tea, settle in, and get ready to be inspired and fired up. Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Deborah, and She Roars Boldly. And today I got Amy Nicole, and she is going to be talking to us how to fix yourself and flaunt it. I just love flaunt it. Tell us how we can flaunt that.
All right. Well, it's definitely not about what people think actually fixing yourself. People think you have to have more courses, more products to do that. But fixing yourself means go within. And then once you find that with whatever that it is within, like breaking the patterns, then that's when you can flaunt it and live your best authentic self.
Yeah, they can roar. They can start
Yes.
roaring.
Yes,
Yes.
they can start roaring.
So how did you get into doing this?
Okay, well, uh, we'll just say personal experience. I am a three-time survivor of bankruptcy. Bet you didn't think that. Thought I was probably going to say something else. But yes, bankruptcy. Filed it three times. Once in my late 20s, the second one late 30s. And the third one was my early 50s. I know I don't look that old, but
You only look 27, so how did you do that?
I know,
We're going to flaunt it.
right? But it was after that third one, that kind of the you would each one, let me just say, each one did
Yeah,
brought me down, but that third one, it kind of did something else within me. And that along with I guess realizing like how I was wired, how I was designed, that kind of was the catalyst of the fix yourself and flaunt it.
right.
Um, yeah, the three bankruptcies, that, like I said, that last one just hit me different because it's like, why am I here again? Again. And when I was looking back over things, it's my phrase is that failure is not really failure, it's data. So while I'm sitting in virtual bankruptcy court saying to myself, woe is me, feeling bad about what I have done a third time, I had to back up and say, wait a minute. I came through the first one. Okay. Definitely came out of the second one. Okay. So Amy, based on that data, you're going to be okay.
Right.
So yeah, that's what that third one kind of opened my eyes to that. I actually, after that, had hired a life coach. And during the time that I hired that life coach, I got myself into comparing myself to someone in my industry. The funny thing, Dr. Deborah, was this person that I was comparing myself to, we went through the same real estate investing program in
Wow.
2014. He's a multimillionaire. I'm not. But the comparison came when I actually bought into his program. And it was like, once I did, it was like, Amy, why in the hell did you, or, excuse me, heck,
Yeah.
did you do that? Because y'all were taught the same thing back in 2014. So now you're just giving money to someone that you were giving money that you don't have
Right.
to someone that you know what to do. And it was oh, it was a bad comparison. It was like, he's younger. Why can't I be? We went through what am I doing? On top of, well, what am I doing with my life? Waking up Monday morning looking at the ceiling fan like, I got to do this again. So by trade, I'm in HR.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I've been in HR for almost 20 years.
Oh,
And here's the funny thing. The way I'm designed, technically that's not the industry I'm supposed to be in. That's not the field I'm supposed to be in. I'm only in that field because of my listening skills, my being empathetic, because the way I'm designed, I have the listening gate and it's definitely defined. And let me tell you, I was wondering, years like, why do people gravitate towards me? Why do they just diarrhea of the mouth? Well, now I know. And that's why I'm in HR, because people feel comfortable talking to me. So nevertheless, yeah, so when my life coach kind of told me how I was designed, I kind of knew about human design, but not
right.
in depth. And so she kind of went just a tad deeper, and that's when everything clicked. It was like, first of all, there's nothing wrong with me. Secondly, I am supposed to do what lights me up. If I'm wedding consultant 1 year, real estate investor the next, life consultant, whatever lights me up, that's what
Right.
I'm supposed to do. And real estate investing was not lighting me up anymore. I mean, for me to, it's like fight through, find the energy to do cold calling, doing stuff that I am not even designed to do. It was not lighting me up anymore. And then come to find out, my profile, I have a sits line, which is a role model, which we supposed to go through three
Right.
different stages in our lives. And that's when it was like, oh, that's why I went through three bankruptcies. Not saying it tells you you're going to go through that, but the three different
Right.
times in my life. And this last time, over 50, that's where I'm supposed to be where I am right now on your show and other shows, sharing my
Right.
story and being that role model for that person who thinks she can't roar or who thinks she can't fix herself or who thinks she cannot flaunt it.
Yeah. I think so many of us find it at later.
Mhm.
Because I think we have expectations and we have other people in our lives with expectations, or we think they have expectations and we're trying to live up to them. Do you feel that way?
Oh,
That
oh,
a lot of
yes.
us do things. In fact, the podcast I just got off from, she was talking about how that actually happened to her too. She was in a field and then she realized don't really want to be here anymore. And she's working on, what she does is second chances. Yeah. And it's like we just get stuck. So do you have any advice for people out there that are feeling kind of just stuck where they're at and need some mixing?
Right. Actually, I would suggest getting your human design report. Human design report, high level, it's an energetic blueprint on us that shows us how we're wired and what our potentials are. It's not based off oh, let me answer this question. Oh, is that question supposed to be like that? Should I answer it like? No, it's based off of factual information. Your date of birth, where you born, and the time of birth. That's it. And you will
Really?
see, yes. And then it comes out with this nice, beautiful chart. It has the nine centers. So it's based off the Chinese, it was the Chinese I Ching. And two, I'm still learning.
Okay.
I'm not perfect at this. I'm
Yeah.
learning and will always be learning. Like what a couple of
Yeah.
months ago, like I said, I found out that HR was not the industry, was not the job
Right.
I'm supposed to be in. But it's based off of the I Ching, the Chinese I Ching. So it has the
Hmm.
nine centers. So if there's people out there that, does Reiki or whatever, it has those nine centers. It's defined or undefined, and it has the gates and everything. But the main thing is if you get that and just read through it. Like I give away a free report on that. I also have a what I call an interruption report that has a compilation bot that shows your patterns. If you just have those
Okay.
basics, that will probably be like, oh, so eye-opening. Because that's what it was for me. Just the basics was even
Right.
eye-opening for me. So if you're feeling stuck, I will say definitely get your human design report. You can go to amynicoleellis.com/report to download your free report. And also just know that you got to go with what you feel inside. Like you mentioned earlier about that person, we all, our parents, they do the best job that they can instill in us what they want us to do and be. But at some point,
Right.
we need to do what makes us happy. And if what you're doing is not making you happy, that's probably one of the reasons why you're stuck.
Wow. That was a profound statement. Say it again. That is
Profound
so
statements,
true.
I can't read.
You said if you're not happy what you're doing, that's what's got you stuck.
Yes. Yeah.
But don't you think people are afraid to try something else?
Of course they are. Heck, I'm even afraid. So I still have a job, but
Right.
yet I work remote 4 days out of the week.
Oh,
So it's like, yeah, I still have a job, but I have leeway now
right.
versus going into the office every single day, coming home and have no time for me. So I went out on a limb. I literally was not looking for this job. It was December 2024. Prior to that, I guess manifesting, putting it on my vision board, I want to work from home. I
Right.
want to work from home. I kept saying, I want to work
Yeah.
from home. I never did anything to put myself out there for that because I was content where I was. Someone reached out to me on LinkedIn. Dr. Deborah, I rarely go on LinkedIn. Somehow I went on LinkedIn and I had a message. And when he
Hmm.
said, it was like that Jerry Maguire moment, you had me at hello. You had me at remote. But then it was like, oh crap. Because everything was going so smoothly, right? The process. I was like, wait a minute. I ain't never heard of this company. What? Then that's when the fear started coming in. So I did some research. I was like, okay, but then it was like, okay, yeah, the grass isn't always greener. However, you won't know until you take a chance. So I took the chance and I've been there over a year now. And it's the best decision I've made. I look at it as a stepping stone. So if you're
Right.
scared or something, think of your where you want to be and then that stepping stone to get there. Because that's what I'm treating it. So now instead of waking up looking up at the ceiling, it's like, okay, I'm at home today. What I got to do? Okay, how can I get closer to my
Right.
dream passion? So I am, home all the time. Not to say I don't want to stop working, but I don't want to work for someone that's going to pay
Right.
me or tell me how much I'm worth. That's it. I don't want to work for someone that's going to tell me how much I'm worth. So
Exactly.
just do the stepping stones. If it's just tweaking, if it's a job, tweak your resume. That's a step. You never know. Then put it out on LinkedIn or somewhere. You never know.
Right.
Just do a little step and just treat it as a stepping stone for the next level.
Yeah. What advice do you have someone that's sitting there going, oh, well, that sounds really good, but I'm afraid?
We're all afraid of something. So you're either going to stay afraid. No, let me just put it like this. I can be real, right?
Yeah, you can be real.
If you're afraid, then you just need to cut this off point blank. Because if you're afraid, you're not going to do anything. You're going to keep bitching and complaining about what your situation is and always be afraid. So if you're ready to make a step, a, a baby step, just do something that's a little bit uncomfortable. Because if it's uncomfortable, you're not going to, it's not going to push you. But if you do a little bit of something that's uncomfortable, it's going to propel you. Listen to me. I filed bankruptcy 3 times. Who in the tarnation would talk about that in public to different audiences, different podcast hosts around the world, around the country, to say, hey, I filed bankruptcy 3 times. I'm putting myself out there. Yes, I was afraid because I was thought, well, what would people think? Well, you know what? There are people out there that's probably going through a bankruptcy that feels ashamed, listen to my story and be like, oh, okay, there is light. Yes, there is.
3 times.
3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
if you're afraid, it's just cut this off. But if you're afraid and you want to make a change, just do something small that's going to elevate you.
Oh, exactly. It's we can't let fear stop us. We really can't. And I think the fact that you're being very honest about the things that you've been through, like the bankruptcy and everything. And one thing I've learned going out speaking, and you got to be real about yourself,
Hmm.
because people relate to that. I mean, there's always somebody over here, but they're going to complain about everything. But yeah, they are. But
Right.
most people go, hey, yeah, so they've been there. They know what I'm feeling. They know that fear in me. They know the shame in me. They know those emotions that I'm feeling. And you can talk to those people. And I
Absolutely.
can talk to those people. And we've got to stop thinking that we got to walk around and look like we're perfect when too many times we're hurting inside.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, what was the biggest internal barrier and external, if you want to go that way, that you had to overcome to be able to flaunt yourself out there and just stand up for it?
Ooh, basically making the decision to share my story because it's like I knew I had this. I wanted to share my story, but it's like, going back and forth. Well, how is that going to impact? So having that, well, I don't think anyone want to hear that. They'll judge me, blah blah blah. Versus, no, you need to share it because on several levels. One, that gets you out there to be a speaker because I want to be on stages sharing my
Right,
story.
right.
And two, someone needs to hear this. So I just made it up in my mind that, okay, look, based on past data, right? I'm going to get through this and let's just move forward with it and share the story. Pull up your big girl panties and let's roll. It was just a decision. And like I said, that's like similar to being afraid. Yes, I was afraid to share. However, I made the choice, the step to put myself out there, and I'm still going. And it's only been, what, 8 months that I've actually started sharing my story.
Yeah, I think it's really healing when we're able to do it. Because when you see people relating to you and saying, oh, yeah, and their heads are shaking, then you're not alone anymore. We've got to stop being afraid to admit things that we've been through, because there's so many other people going through it too,
Absolutely.
or something similar. And when we can join together and just be honest instead of walking around pretending, then we can have some real relationships.
Yep, that is true. And I wanted to also say, kind of going back, every one of us, there are like 20 fears within us. That's all in your design. Now, some of them may be defined, open, or what have you, but we all have 20 fears inside of us. We just need to find out which ones are activated and how to, you know, circumvent it, how to make it work for us. So, we're not going to get all the fear out. However, you still need to take action to
Yes.
to go forth.
Yeah. What I found is like I'll go really well for a long time and then it'll like sneak up and be there again, and I got to talk myself, what are you doing? Why are
Right,
you letting that thought come in your brain about yourself?
right,
You know, you got rid of that. What's it doing there again? It's like, come on your shoulder. Yeah.
right. That little devil on your shoulder.
Yeah. Okay. Get out here. Yeah. And that's okay, particularly in the middle of the night sometimes too, that still rises, right?
Yeah,
Us women think a
absolutely.
lot in the middle and we wake up and then we can't sleep because we got,
Our brains keep turning.
yeah, like, stop, stop. So, if you could tell you were sitting on the couch with your 20-year-old self, what would you tell that 20-year-old now that you know they probably wouldn't listen, but what would you tell that 20-year-old?
You hit that one on the head. That's like my grandmother telling me something when I was 20.
Yeah.
Like, right, whatever. So trust the process. Trust the process. Good and bad, good or, well, good and bad. Just trust it because when you get to where I am now, you'll see why you went through what you went through.
Oh, that was powerful. And the one reason I said that is because we're raising up a whole different group of 20-year-olds.
Oh my gosh.
They actually are not following patterns like we did. And that's a positive. And usually when I'm out speaking, they like, I talk to women 45 up, but they're the ones that I resound with. And I asked them why, and they told me, I said, why do you guys come up and tell me you love what I say? I'm not talking to you. And they said, because you're telling us what to avoid and what not to go through. So we got a
Mm,
different group of 20-year-olds coming up.
that's
So if we
interesting.
can't do anything else, we can at least work with these guys.
Absolutely.
And then
Absolutely.
also, be honest with each other. And I don't know why we feel that we have to hide who and what we are, because our people inside of us are so authentic, not people, person. Well, I'm not multiple, but the authentic people, when we're being authentic with each other, we can really grow and learn so much from each other. So when you flaunt it, what do you do? Show me flaunting it.
It's like what it's that feeling that once you accomplish something, it's like, yes, right? So when you flaunt it, that's that feeling. When you realize who you are, how you're wired, and embrace it, then it's like the sky just opens. You might not have the life that you want, but now you see the possibilities of
I
it.
love that. The possibilities. You
Absolutely.
mean sun will come out tomorrow? I love possibilities. I don't think we talk enough about possibilities. And even when you're over 50, you still have possibilities.
Absolutely.
Too many women, I think, feel that they hit a certain age, like 50, okay, it's all over, and it's so far from over. Until you're not here anymore, you got possibilities.
Absolutely. I'll be 55 this year and I'm still trucking.
Yeah, I mean,
You know,
there's always possibilities and dreams and things that can happen. So don't count yourself out yet, people.
yeah,
There is
yeah.
no reason to do that at all. So tell me, what you do with the Fix It and Flaunt It.
So pretty much it's a life consulting type program. It's based using human design. I pretty much educate women on their design. However, they do the work. Okay. They self-coach themselves, and I'm there for guidance. I'm not reading your chart. If you have questions, I'll give you high level stuff so that way you can, um, study on your own and make those realizations. Because me reading your chart is not going to have ah,
Right.
you studying it, that's when you will come up with your own ahas. So I like to start with the what I call the interruption report. That's kind of like the fixed framework. So
Okay.
it decodes the patterns around money, some codependency, and some other little patterns that might pop up. And like I said, it's
Right.
all based on your design. And um, unless unless you're a reflector, you're wide open, so you might not have it anything. But nevertheless, it depending on like what you are, it'll give you the fits framework
Okay.
of that pattern. So if people will so what I have people do is go to fixyourselfandflaunted.com, and then you'll see the interruption report. You'll put in your data. It'll give you the interruption report, and then you'll get an email where you can actually click on the link to get the contemplation bot, where you can have a conversation. Folks, it's a bot. It's AI. So take it as it may. It's not 100, okay? It's there to
Yeah.
give you some ideas. It's a contemplation bot. So, and then if you have questions, just reach out and we'll go from there. And you also can find me on Substack at Amy Nicole Ellis. So I'm writing over there, and it's actually called The Interruption.
Mm-hmm.
So I think people need to get to interrupt these patterns so one, they can roar and flaunt at the same time.
We're gonna flaunt that roar.
Yes.
Yeah, sometimes we gotta interrupt our bad selves. That
Interrupt the
is so
patterns.
true.
Yes.
I found myself doing that the other day. I was like, why are you in that pattern? I thought you got past that. Those patterns like to pop up, don't they? We just gotta like
Right.
in the corner.
Absolutely.
I love it. Okay, I always have to ask everybody, what does she roars Foley mean to you?
Ooh. She roars boldly means stepping into your true,
Oh,
authentic self. That way you can roar as loud as you want to, unapologetically. That's what that means.
I just got chills. I have so many good answers to this. I should like do a whole like book on what she works means to people.
Yes,
Yeah, step in your authentic self. That's
absolutely.
hard to do.
It
Why is
is
that so hard for us?
because of our patterns, our past, being
We're
afraid,
afraid. We're
pretty much
afraid.
everything that we covered in this session.
Yeah. If I'm me, well, if I'm not me and they just me, it's okay because that's not really me. But if I'm being me and they judge me, then yeah, that's scary. But you know what? Not everybody's gonna like us. Not everybody's
Absolutely.
gonna get us.
And they're
It's
not our
okay.
people. If they don't get us, understand us, they're not for us.
No, I love that. They're not for us. So yeah, stop. That makes sense that way. Stop trying to get people who don't fit with you to like you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. Yeah. We can get stuck in that. Well, I want them to like me, or I want this group to like me, but I personally don't care. But yeah, I stopped caring a long time ago. But
Right.
because, it wasn't worth the effort for me. I guess I'm lazy. But but a lot of people get stuck in that, don't they? They get
They
stuck
do.
in pretending, but I don't think we do really well when we're not being ourselves, when we're not flaunting who we are.
Right.
Exactly. Okay, well, I just want to thank you. Believe it or not, it's been a half hour.
Wow.
I know it goes so fast. That's why I keep the thing because I'll think it's 10 minutes and then, wow. Yeah, it's always so much fun. And you were a lot of fun. Thank you so much for flaunting yourself on my show.
Thank you for allowing me to roar boldly, Dr. Deborah. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and hopefully I'll have you back. I was just telling somebody I was thinking doing some um anybody that wants to listening to this and want to tell me your opinion because I haven't actually said it here yet. Doing getting some of us back, maybe four of us or three of us, and having some fun discussions on some of this stuff and putting different opinions in and inspiring each other. So maybe you'll join us for one of those. So
I would love
that'd be a
to.
lot of
Yes, it
fun.
would.
So everyone, this has been Dr. Deborah, and she was Bosley. And we have Amy over here with Fix It and Flaunt It. So I want you all to be flaunting something this week, but something good, okay? Something that's true to yourself. And it's okay. We will be watching. No, I'm kidding. All right, have a great